myself, I said, major prophet of God, you are here to look at the future. And the Lord said, I am seeing in the realm of the physical what is called the introduction of full force use of what's called BIAFRA currency to start to be used in full force. And this was called from the month of, this was called ending of December, January, February, March, April, from now, within now and 2025. And I begin to see what's called, people now begin to see what's called tangible, this was called tangible currency. And it's written right there, BIAFRA currency. I don't know why. Because when major prophet of God begin to look at the spiritual world, many people will not be happy. They will be angry, but I am doing the work of God. Because the work of God is that the work of God says that surely the Lord God will do nothing on the face of the earth until he first of all has revealed what is about to happen to his servant, the major prophet of God, to oversee and visualize and begin to prophesy them the way they are written spiritually to manifest in the realm of the physical. And I begin to ask myself, I said, what's the meaning of this? Because I'm seeing what's called, this was called withdrawal of troops, and what's called a boundary, and this was called cutting out of boundaries, and this was called United Nations, and people delegate from different countries of the world to come and visualize and also to come and be part of this thing that is about to happen, that's going to unfold. I want to say God bless you all, and may the Lord continue to enlarge your coast and continue to bless you on another wonderful day that you have made yourself available to hear the voice of the Lord and the prophecy of the moment and things that are going to be on the face of the earth. Major prophet of God, by the grace of God, is committed to spiritually scan through the future as the Lord has given the major prophet the grace to scan. And I want to make sure that I don't add oil or add salt or add water or add any artificial, but that I may go deeper in the realm of the spirit and begin to pick out things that are written there in the realms of the spirit and begin to prophesy them the way they are, because it has gotten to the time to let the cat out. Because when the Lord has spoken to me 2 weeks ago to now, what hour that was called a program is coming out, and this program I was preparing myself. What's the program going to be? The Lord said, secret opening prophecy moment, a moment to go deeper in the spirit realm and bring everything that is there in the realms of the spirit and show it physically. So quickly share the broadcast with all your friends, loved ones, and get what's called the ultimate messages that the Lord is prepared to dish out right now in the realm of the physical. Because I am seeing myself right away as I want to prophesy. Lord took me by the eagle's wing, and I see myself fly from here right there to Western Europe. I begin to look at the spiritual world because I am a prophet that always want to know the secret things that are there so that I can prophesy in the realm of the physical. And the Lord said this was called a government versus government on the face of the country Nigeria. Then I begin to look at the spiritual world, to look at the people that are already in the seat of power right there, called the governors, senators, House of Reps, this and that, and the people in different categories, and what's going to become of these people. And the Lord said, these people are going to quietly surrender to this matter, because this is what is already spiritually written there, because the people of the country, of the people of BIAFRA, has decided to take their destiny into their hands. And before you know it, more appointments are given right there. Different people with different appointment. I begin to ask myself, how these people merit this appointment and different appointment given to different people. And I see this was called in the realm of the spirit, what's called contractors from the foreign countries. And I'm seeing what's called the best of the Germans, the best of the Europeans, the best of the Americans, the best of the Asians, and the best of different tribes and different continents and different states and different countries coming to now give their best, because this was called a tangible agreement and treaties and different things. And United Nations now voted a seat, and the seat in the United Nations, a seat voted for the people of BIAFRA to now have their seat right there in United Nations. United Nation. I'm giving prophecy, but sometimes when you give prophecy, many people are not in support because they think you are the one doing it. This is not the work of major prophet. This is not the work of anybody. This was called the work of God. And God is the one showing the major prophet of God the things to see and things to say. Because when I started giving you this prophecy, you thought it was a joke. And that began to tell you things that are going to fold from one place to another, from one person to another, from one person to another. And the Lord began to take the major prophet of God and has gotten to the time the major prophet of God finally storms Finland. Brakatoshita Brahadisho. Brakatoshita Brahasisho. Rapakatoso Fredila Caponto. Is this what's called against anybody? Or is this what's called the freedom of the people? And the Lord said, this is what's called the freedom of the people. This is not against anybody. This was called the freedom of the people, for the people have cried enough, and the time has come that people say they are going to be the government of the people, by the people, for the people, and the people, and the people alone. Which means if I want to drink water, the water will be legitimate. I will drink the water. That means if I'm married to be earning 20,000 and the 20,000 I'm earning is legitimate, I will earn it without fear. Which means if I go to the market and I buy something today in the place where the freedom is given, and I buy something at the rate of 30 naira today, and I go and sleep and come back in a week time, I will still meet it at 30 naira. And I go again and traveled for 1 month and I come back again, I still meet it at the same 30 naira. I go here and there, I come back and meet things the way they are, which means coming back to originality. Coming back to originality. Because this part of the world that we are is a place where we need to be very strong. We are in a part of the world where we should be the ones to feed the whole world. We should be the one to feed the nations of the world. We should be the one to take care of the countries of the world. But our strength has been limited, has been shattered, has been weakened, has been truncated and frustrated and made to be bucketed and benched right there and corrupted and destroyed, that we should not have the strength that we ought to have. But it has come to pass that this day God has finally revealed to major prophet of God, as major prophet of God storms Finland to see things myself in the realm of the spirit. And the Lord said, this is what's called, people go to the market today, they buy a phone at 20 naira, they go back tomorrow, and the stability of economy. This was called stability of economy. This was called stability of everything. This was called stability. This was called perfect security. This was called development. This was called matching to the world powers and taking over. And the first shall be the last, and the last shall be the first. And this was called the development of different kinds of technology, and different kinds of scientific understanding, and different kinds of myths, and different kinds of medical discovery, and different kinds of what's called scientific discovery to go to the moon and also go to the sun. And I'm seeing in the realm of the physical, I'm seeing in less than 3 years, and I'm seeing what's called the state of BIAFRA now launch what's called the satellite that gives the people free data everywhere, every street. And I see this was called bloggers, and this was called Facebookers, and this was called people on social media. This was called people that use data, and people come out as you enter into the road, free data everywhere. People can use data in their houses. This was called everywhere, completely developed, and things are flowing the way it ought to flow. And I see what's called the white themselves coming in to now look for job, where you can now give them jobs, and you can tell them to be, help you keep their compound, help you do this, help you do that. And I'm sure what's called citizens being paid money, citizens being paid money, and people who are working paid money, elderly people taken care of, younger people are paid money and taken care of. This was called free education. This was called good governance, and this was called everybody participatory citizens of everything that is going to unfold. Because major prophet of God, many people will never ever believe the prophecy until they see with their eye. And this is why, by the grace of God, all of this while, God will always tell the major prophet of God things to prophesy and the way they are. A major prophet of God, by the grace of God, I will step out here and prophesy them the way they are, without adding salt or adding water or adding oil or adding artificial, making it to be raw and real the way they are, without fear or favor, without anything, but making it raw so that people who need to see will see. Because it shall come to pass, and there will be what's called government versus government negotiation and agreement, and things can now be done based on power. Rakato sofrandila koso. Brigadia la kofrandila haso. Rapata sheka praparada sheta. Because a lot of people are still going to take their destiny into their hands. A lot of people are going to take their destiny into their hands. And the people of BIAFRA should not begin to rejoice that they are the only one who has done the unthinkable, who has surprised the nations of the world, who has made the world to be surprised at what they are up to. Because as they are busy, I'm sure that the people of old do at the same time doing their own and also imagine also, and I see the people of Ariwa also doing their own and they imagine right there, and the world begin to wonder what's going on here, what's happening all over the place. Major prophet of God is to look at the spiritual world and prophesy things the way they are, and you begin to pencil it down, because when you pencil it down, you will not be able to know that when they begin to fulfill, you know that God has already seen it all. And that's why when I begin to sing a song, I say, the Lord has done it all, nothing remains.
So, my people, I believe we all heard what the major prophet of God has to say concerning Biafra and Biafran currency. This video is a lot, and probably it will not sit well with a lot of individuals, and why others will be happy, like over happy and over excited. He has a lot to say in this video. First of all, the major thing I want to talk about in this video is the Biafran currency, which is the Biafran pan. So I hope it comes to pass, because he sees that the money will be recognized from this December, January 2025 to February 2025. And agitation has been going on, and Simon Ekpa has been coming out to say that December 2nd, which is today, that Biafra is going to become a nation. And then the man of God also prophesies the same thing, that Biafra is going to be recognized worldwide, and they are going to sit at the world chamber. So for you to actually sit at the world chamber, that means that you are recognized, and that has been the prayers of a lot of individuals, especially those from the eastern part of Nigeria. The Igbos in the house. Please, if you're Igbos in the house, and if you're looking forward for Biafran pan to start going into exchange, you can use it to exchange to naira, to pounds, to dollars, to any currency in the world. Please let me know at the comment section below, because this is like a prayer answer, a prayer were prayed for, and a prayer were answered at the end of the day. Because December 2nd, BIAFRA says that they are tired of being pushed around. They are going to take it either by force, by fire. You see, those days people used to say, Biafra should go and sit down. They have been agitating for years. This one, that this thing is not going to come, it's not going to happen. That didn't they see what happened during Ojukwu eras? And a lot of individuals were on my comment section, and they say that, see, Ojukwu's era is different. This era that we are, with the help of technology and the way the world has gone digital, we are going to achieve a lot of things without going to anybody's house to cause any harm to them. We are going to come on this social media space, and with our rights, with what we know today, we will be able to accomplish this thing. Biafra is going to stand as a nation in this West Africa, whether they like it or not. There is no two ways about it. And I'm happy. And I'm praying to God that this thing should actually come to pass, because it's like miracle overdue. Let it come to pass. Let everybody be happy at the end of the day. All we pray for is for everything to work for all of us. Like, let our land be blessed. Let our land be productive. That is what we are asking for. Let our voices not be short at the end of the day, because people intend to feel like, oh, Biafrans are the bad guys, Biafrans are bad people. Like, you even see a lot of those that are part of the Igbos, that they bear almost the same name with the Igbos. They will tell you, I'm not part of the Igbos, I don't like the Igbos, they are too yeah. Everybody has his or her bad side, I will say that for sure. But you cannot come and say that Igbos are bad. Igbos are one people that I will feel like they are good for business. When you are shouting there is a casting down, they will always shout that there is a lifting up. And I feel like other tribes are very, very intimidated by such statements and what the Igbo says. They don't care. If they like, make naira go 10,000 for $1, they dollar go to 10,000, they do not care. They will still survive in this Nigeria. What they are asking is that they are tired of being shoved around, they are tired of being pushed around, they are tired of being manipulated. So enough is enough. They say that, see, this year 2024 is not going to go without Biafra being recognized, being signed. You understand? And see, if your currency is being used, what made you feel that the country is not existing already? Let Nigeria give them what they need. You hear? And what the prophet said that got me interested, he said when Biafra succeed and everything is going well, which we all know, we are seeing it on social media, we are seeing the paperwork and so on and so forth, that ROI is going to follow, which are the Yorubas, then the Hausas are going to follow, and before you know, boom. And I say, who are they leaving this country called Nigeria for? All of us go follow who they go, because you're going to follow your people, you're going to follow where you feel like it works the best for you. And then he said very, very interesting thing that God revealed to him, and he says that he's not adding salt, neither is he adding sugar or water to anything. It is how God has shown him that he's going to favor a lot of people, and they are even going to go up to space to put a satellite that is going to provide free data for everybody. As you all know, we are all going digital. Every information you need, you go on social media, either YouTube, Facebook, WhatsApp, TikTok, on X, to get information. So, and a lot of people find it difficult to get information because they do not have data. Then imagine when these people come into power and they make these things available. Don't you think people are going to be rushing to Biafran lands? And they say they're going to take care of their whole, all this retirement home, like the way it is in the Western world. And then believe me, tell me that people will not rush, people will not do undo to be part of Biafra. Even those that are bad mouthing Biafrans, they will be the one coming rushing to say, hey, me, I'm part of you, I've made a mistake, I did not know that things will turn out like this, so please accept us. Like, that is what you'll be hearing at the end of the day. And I pray it come to pass, because anywhere that is going to benefit humanity, I'm there. That is just me for you. I just don't want violence, and I feel like a lot of people know what they want, and they know their human rights, and they are going to exercise it when necessary. So if they feel like, okay, Biafra is what works for them, and they feel like they have had enough, because you hear statements like, I don't like the Igbos are bad, Igbos are not good people. Enough is enough. And then the same people you don't want to let them go, this president will say it's not on his watch that Biafra will come into existence. That one will say it's not on his watch, Biafra will come into existence. You don't like somebody, you say, go leave my land, and at the same time you don't want them to leave the country. So if you don't want somebody in your land, in your space, in your nose, and the truth is that you cannot chase anybody from your land, irrespective of who the person is, whether white, black, purple, yellow, orange, whether they come from your continent or not from. The only thing that we don't accept in this our planet Earth is people are aliens from another space. Probably, maybe if they are in human forms, we accept them, but since they do not look like us, they do not breathe the same type of blood, a lot of people are going to say we don't like them, we don't want them in our space. So Igbos are tired of being pushed around. Tell what you do, we don't want you, you can never be president. Because if an instant should come and say, oh, I want to contest for presidency and I'm going to have plans for night, they say they don't want. Okay, let's use Peter Obi as a case study. You all know what happened. It's not magic. It's not like they wave a magic wand and then boom. No, he fought, everything was done right. But at the end of the day, when the result was proclaimed, you know what happened. It was middle of the night. They said the thief will come in the night, and that was what happened during our 2023 presidential election. But that is not what we are here to talk about. We are just here to jubilate and also celebrate that Biafra at last, at long last, it will be recognized worldwide. There's no more hiding behind anything. Whatever you want to come and say, you have the right to come and exercise your human rights, and so on and so forth. So deal with it or leave it at the end of the day. So that is just what I want to share with you guys this morning. And please do me a favor by sharing this video, turn on the post notification bell to get notified so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be the first to be notified. And if you're a returning subscriber, oh my goodness, I want to use this opportunity to say very thank you. Thank you for always watching. God bless you, and I will see you soon.